Alexa, volume down. Wow, I didn't think I would be this nervous, but I am. Ah, okay. Let me get used to it. My heart's racing right now. Okay. So, my name is Juliana, and this isn't going to be your normal Q&A. It's mostly going to be about one thing. I realize that there's a lot of certain questions, and I feel like I should do a separate video for all the other questions that you guys had for me. But I posted on my Snapchat and my Instagram for you guys to ask some questions, and I have a couple that I'm gonna focus on more than others, if not at all. But oh my god, if this video is like really emotional, then and you don't like that, then just exit the video, because I'm just going to speak my mind and how I feel. Oh, Celeste said something so sweet. And yeah, so let's just jump right into it. I mean, I don't know where to start, but oh my god, and if I cry or if I get emotional, which I already feel like I am, which I thought I wasn't gonna be, I'm sorry in advance. So I don't really know how to okay. So the first question that I got was, what happened to him? And wow. So wow. Okay, let me just jump right into it. Wow. And I think it's because I'm like by myself and I hate crying, by the way, so just what happened. So if you don't see this right here, it has his name. So my boyfriend, George, passed away almost 5 months now. In about 7 days it'll be 5 months. So what happened? Well, let me explain how I found out and just everything. So this happened August 28th on a Wednesday night. And disclaimer, I want to do this for a couple of reasons. One reason being that I know a lot of people are gonna go through a certain type of pain at one point or another. And me going through this, as I'm going through this, it feels lonely at times. A lot of the times. And I just hope that if somebody were to come upon this video one day, they would just come and know that they're not alone. that they watch this video and they see, wow, I thought I was the only one that went through this situation. I thought I was the only one at this age going through this. So it was a Wednesday night. I had left the house, and mind you, I lived with him. So we were together. He had got back from work. We had talked about some things. And long story short, I had left to go do homework. I went to go do some homework, just needed some space, I had left and I said, I'll be back. I just need my space. I'm going to go study. And I left and this was around 6, 7, I think, around 7. It's such a blur around what time it really was, but I parked at a park, and I just parked on the side, and I just opened up my books and just started studying. And around an hour or two went by, and it was already dark by then. It was around 8 something, and I was like, wow, I need to go back. And the main reason for how I knew was this app. Me and George, we had an app where we could see each other's locations, right? And I saw where he was, and it was no big deal or anything like that. Like, we always had each other's locations. Sorry, I'm messing with things. And I was heading home around 8 o'clock, 8:30, and he wasn't home. He was hanging out with some friends, which I was not worried about at all. I was not thinking anything. I was not worried at all. And when I got home, the first thing I decided to do was take a shower. I wanted to just take a shower and get ready for bed. And he wasn't home. So this is where it gets like a little like where my intuitiveness came out and where I just started having feelings. I was taking a shower, and for some reason I was tracking him, and not like anything crazy, like what is he doing, like da-da-da. I was like, I hope he's on his way, like I miss him, like, but I didn't want to bother him. And I was in the shower on my phone tracking him as he's coming home, right? And he is coming home, right? And I see him. Before I had gotten in the shower, I need to go back. The phone's about to die. Okay. So before I had got in the shower, I was ready to get in, and I heard him outside of the bathroom. And he was talking to his mom, and his mom was just saying to him in Spanish, like, I just see you so happy, like, aren't you happy with Juliana? And I heard it in the bathroom. And he goes, yes, mom. But he was in a rush. And I knew he was with friends. So that's when I was like, oh, like, I still wasn't worried. I didn't, like, open the door, to be like, hey, or whatever. I didn't, like, call him down or anything. I just knew he was busy. I heard he was home. I heard his voice. And I heard his mom talking to him. And then he left again. And he went to go drop off a friend. But he realized I was home. So he goes to go drop off his friend, and now I'm in the shower. And this is where I'm on my phone. And I track him, hoping he comes back, hoping he just drops him off. And I was just excited to see him. I was waiting for him to come, And he drops him off, his friend, and this is when I see him coming on the highway. And this highway is called Waterford Highway. And I see his location coming towards me, right? Coming towards the house. And I was like, oh my God, I hope he's heading this way. I hope. And then as he's coming, his location just stops right in the middle of the highway. And I, at first, was not worried, like I said. I went about my business. I gave it about, I knew it wasn't normal to be stopped in a highway, you know? But my head just kept saying, I kept telling myself over and over again, just give him 5 minutes. And if he's still there, oh my God. And by oh my God, I'm hoping he either got pulled over or maybe he's chilling on the highway. I don't know. I was trying not to think the worst. I didn't want to think the feelings that I was feeling. So I gave it 5 minutes and he was still there in the middle of the highway. And I kind of thought to myself, this is not normal, but I'm going to give it another 5 minutes because I don't want to seem insane or crazy. And I didn't call him either, which I told myself I don't want to call him because if he doesn't answer, then I know something is wrong. If he doesn't answer, then I know something is wrong. So that's when I change right away. I put on some sweats, I put on a sweater, and I run out the door. I'm running out the door. And his parents are sleeping. Everyone's just in bed by this time. Or getting ready, you know. And I'm zooming out the freaking car. And I just start driving to where he's at. Mind you, he's right around the corner from the house. I start driving so fast. And my heart was beating so fast. And I knew something was completely wrong. I start telling myself, I hope he just got pulled over. I hope he just got pulled over. As I'm going around the corner, as I'm about to turn left onto the highway, I see an ambulance. And at this point, my heart told me something was completely wrong. And I don't want to say the words, but I thought of that. But I was thinking he's okay. Like, he's going to be okay. But I think something bad happened. And I see the ambulance drive off. And I start telling myself, it's not for him. It's not for him. And I start recording. The craziest thing of this all is that I recorded it. And I was praying to God that that video was going to be shit. That he was going to be on the highway and he was waiting because there was traffic or something. But when I start pulling up and I see a line of cars and I see a firefighter and I see police. And I'm recording as I'm driving and I'm just hyperventilating. I'm going crazy. I can't breathe at this point. I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack. And I pull to the side of the highway and I just make myself to the scene. And I'm recording and I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I had no words and I was just like, it was a horrible accident. And I asked the police, is it a Camaro? Was it a Camaro that got in the accident? I have a feeling that it's my boyfriend. I have a feeling that it's my boyfriend. And I'm not looking at the scene. All I had seen was people on the side injured. And they were going to get taken care of. And the policeman or the firefighter, I don't know exactly who, had said, "Ma'am, I don't know what car it is yet, but relax." And I said, "I think it's my boyfriend. I think it's my boyfriend." And they go, "Relax, relax, relax." And I look at a car, and then I look straight, and I look off into the distance, and I see the gray Camaro. I see the Camaro, and I knew right away. I looked at the car, and it was completely destroyed. It was completely destroyed. And I said, "Where is he at? Where is he?" And where is he at? And they were holding me back, and I was screaming and crying. And I screamed, "He's dead. He's dead. Where is he at? Let me go see him." They wouldn't. They're like, "Is there somebody we could call?" They wouldn't tell me there. They wouldn't tell me them. And I was freaking out. And I call his mom, my mom, anybody that I could to come right now. And I had asked what happened to him once his parents arrived. I asked the policeman what happened to him. And the guy specifically said to me, he said, "I don't know any easy way to say this. I don't know any easy way to say this, but he has passed away." And my world crashed. And he was in the car when I showed up. He was in the car, but I was so in my own world, I didn't know he was right in front of me. And the firefighters were trying to get him out of the car, which took over. It took over an hour to get him out. And so what happened was he was in a head-on collision, and he didn't feel anything. He didn't feel anything. He didn't feel anything. It happened so quick. He didn't feel anything. And that was the best. That was like the only good thing that I could come out of it, you know, like he wasn't suffering, he wasn't in pain. It was like that. But besides all that, besides all that, this like, wow, like, it just kind of, I have so much like anger in me for a couple of reasons. And one reason is because you guys will never truly get to truly understand or feel how much of a kind person he was. It irritates me because no words, maybe not even stories, could truly define the type of man he really was. And it irritates me because when someone usually is no longer on this earth, they are put on such a high pedestal and they are always made to be perfect. Right? You just hear the greatest things of all about them, right? And it's like sometimes those people weren't good people, but they still praise them because they are no longer here. And what irritates me is that this man who I was with for 1 year and 6 months, he was the kindest man I've ever met in my life. The kindest man. And I could go on and on about him. But a few things about him was that he was very, very humble. He was very, how do I say it? He was an unconditional lover. And I mean this in the way of like how a father loves a daughter. That love where no matter what you do, I will love you till the end of the earth type of love. And some things about him, wow. Well, our future. I don't know if you guys can see this right here, this ring. Well, that ring he gave to me, and he made a promise that this was forever. He was going to marry me. He had so many plans. We had so many plans. And one of those plans, there's not even just one. I mean, every single day. Let me tell you something about it. Here's one thing, now that I remember. One thing was, he always talked about our future kids. Right? Our future kids. Every day almost, it seemed like he was talking about a story about his future son with me. And we'd be in the car and he'd be like, babe, when we have our son, I'm gonna get an old Camaro. I specifically remember this. I'm gonna get a Camaro with my son, our son. Oh, who's calling me? And we're gonna build our car. We're gonna build our dream Camaro car. It's gonna be one of those old beat up Camaros and turn it into a project car. It was gonna be their project car. And what he'd always say about his daughter, his future daughter, was, that he was gonna take her out on dates. He'd be like, with my future daughter, I'm gonna treat her like a princess, the way I treat you. And he did treat me like a princess, more than a princess, a bratty princess at that, But, and that he was gonna take her to get her nails done, and that he was gonna get his nails done with her. And I was like, no you wouldn't. And he's like, I would. Like, dead serious. Like, he would look straight into my eyes and he'd be like, no, I would. Like, you tripping. I'm gonna get my nails done with my girl. Like, you know? And another thing is, he sacrificed so much being with me. And he changed so much as a man that it was almost like I was so certain that there was no one else made more perfect for me. I was so convinced that what we had, what I had, it was unmatched. So a little bit about me. I graduated high school this year, and he was there at my graduation, of course. I was living with him already by then. Right when I turned 18, I left and I moved in with him. Literally the day I turned 18, I said I could not wait another day. I will not wait another day not being without you by my side every single night. Without seeing you every single day. Because you would do anything for me, and you proved you would do anything and everything for me. And I'm gonna pay you back by getting to sleep next to you every single day, to be able to do all these couple things, living together every single day. The only thing you ever asked for from me was to spend time with me. No matter what day it was, what plans he had, what special occasion, doesn't matter what he had in his agenda. He chose me every single time without me ever having to ask. And this is just a little bit to show of what type of guy he was. And I couldn't wait to move in. So I moved in right when I turned 18. And we lived with each other for 4 months. And it was, I never knew that I could love so hard, that I could love someone so strongly And I never knew I could receive that back. I want people to know that this man changed my world without ever having to even leave my life. I knew he changed my life. I knew it. I knew it. We knew it. I don't want to cry, but man, I wish I could explain. But what I do have is a little film of him and our relationship, you know. And I can show you a couple videos of like how he truly was with me without ever having to plan the videos or like act cute real quick, or like I have to take out my phone. I had to take out my phone and be like, do some cute shit right now. Like, no, when I would take these videos of him being so sweet and generous and kind to me, it was spontaneous. It was like, oh my God, like these videos are for me and you to watch. It's not even to show the world, but I'm gonna love these videos till the day I die. Like, I know these videos will mean the world to me. So I would record random things that he would do that would be so sweet. And it's like, I wish people could see how he is with me every single day, because then they would truly understand why I am just so committed, so in love, and so ready to have the rest of our future in life to plan out together. Like, I wouldn't just move into some guy's house for nothing, you know? Like, this was my everything. And I hope whoever's watching this can see that we're all going through a pain right now. And whatever thoughts you have, whatever story you have, don't hide it. Don't keep it to yourself. I want other people to have the strength to just tell your story. Don't be afraid. Don't care what other people might think if you tell your story in whichever way you want or please. Or talk about your loved one. Or you feel scared, or if they don't care that you're talking about this person. Me, I can't help but talk about him every single day. I can't help but want to post videos of him every single day. And I know a lot of people might be irritated and be like, she should be over this by now. It's just a boyfriend, right? That's how I felt. That's how I feel still. And that's what's so frustrating, because it's like, you will never win. Whether you please others or don't, you're never going to win. Whether you keep your mouth shut, someone is still going to judge because you're not talking about it too much. But if you're talking too much about it, oh, she's trying too hard. Oh, she should be over it by now. You are never going to win. And that's what I really try to engrave into myself and to other people. And that's just to live your life for yourself, not for anyone else. Don't care. Don't worry about what other people have to say. Do it for yourself. Because I promise you're never going to please everyone. So I'm just making this video because this man deserves to be told to everyone and everything. Like, you deserved the world. You deserve the world, so more than that. So I hope someone and some girl last night had asked me, will this get any better as time goes on? Because she had dealt with the loss recently also. And I'm just going to say on here, to a question like that, sometimes it will only get harder, and it doesn't get easier. It doesn't. But I learned that this is something that I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life. But I know he's always here with me, so I can't stop crying. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just really hope this helps someone. But I will be making a part 2. And I do want you guys to know that it's okay to be open. Let your story be told. Thank you for watching. My name is Juliana. And this was my story about my baby, my angel, my everything. Thank you for watching.